Welcome back to Tennis Town, guys. Thank you again for tuning in. If some of you have been following tennis developments on the WTA Tour this week, you may have noticed that Simona Halep has reclaimed the world #1 ranking in the women's game. And today I want to look at what she's got to do in order to win her maiden Grand Slam. So, Simona Halep, back at world #1. She is Romanian. She is massive over there. I was recently there for a business trip and there are billboards of her literally every couple of 100 meters. She is a huge star over there, but has never won a Grand Slam, but came so close in January in the Australian Open final, lost to Caroline Wozniacki in 3 super tight sets. And honestly, I think that Simona Halep, what she's got to do in order to just get over that line and finally win her first Grand Slam is she's got to improve her net game. Okay, she, in that final against Wozniacki and in a lot of her matches, but I noticed it most in the final because I really analysed that game, really watched it very closely, she was drive volleying all the time. I did not see Simona hit a single normal volley. A lot of the points that she drive volleyed, she won, but she also lost points that she shouldn't have lost due to the drive volley. So the issue is that when she's drive volleying, you know, she hits a great shot from the baseline. She comes in, there's a sort of shoulder height volley, and she's coming over and she's drive volleying it, hitting over, right? So she's actually top spinning it. Therefore, that allows the ball to bounce up as her opponent was chasing it down, making it easier for her opponent to get to it. Had Simona Halep actually hit a normal shoulder height volley and volleyed through the shot, it would have gone straight past her opponent because it would have skidded on past, it would have stayed low, and there would have been no chance for her opponent to get into it. That's not the only reason that she lost the final, but that's a big part of her game that I think that if she just improves that little part of her game, she can move on and become a Grand Slam champion of not just one, not just two, but she can win at least maybe 4 or 5 Grand Slams, I would say. That final in the Australian Open was such a close match, and in the end, you know, those couple of points can make all the difference in matches that are that close. So this brings me to my next topic. You know, that's a problem with the women's game at the moment. There aren't enough players with good hands. If you watch tennis matches and you watch the players warming up, just watch how the men feed the ball at the start of the warm-up rallies and how the women feed the ball at the start of the warm-up rallies, right? Men will feed the ball properly at the start of a warm-up rally, you know, drop it. It's kind of like, you know, continental grip, kind of a volley, right? Out straight out the hand, boom. Women, when they start the warm-up rally, right, when they feed the ball, they don't actually even feed it properly. They don't know how to feed. They drop the ball and hit a topspin shot right off the first shot. That's not a proper feed. And when you see players doing that, you notice to what extent, at the highest level of the game, they haven't got any hands. And when I say hands, I mean, you know, touch. They can't play the net. And that's the truth of it. You know, you got a lot of these Soviet style, I call it the Soviet style of tennis, you know, that Soviet brick wall style where you just stay uniquely, you know, you stay only at the baseline and that's all you do. You just hit forehands and backhands all day and try and hit harder and harder and hope to hit harder than your opponent does and hope to win the match. And the issue with the women's game at the moment is that there's not enough players with an all-court game. There's not enough players with good hands that can actually, you know, mix it up, hit slices, hit heavy topspin, create angles, construct points, come into the net if necessary. You know, all these kinds of fantastic things that make, for example, Federer a fantastic champion, you know, make him the fantastic champion he is. All those things that made Mauresmo the fantastic player she was and made Henan Harden an absolute joy to watch. I mean, I'd love to see more women, you know, playing that style of tennis, and it's a shame that there's not more of them because it allows these one-dimensional baseline robots to actually, you know, dominate the game at the moment. So it's quite a shame. I mean, honestly, if Halep can develop her hands just a little bit, wow, she would just go to the next level because of the fact that, you know, she'd be able to have that. She's already got the heart. She's already got the fantastic, you know, pace and fantastic movement around the court. She's already got the great baseline game. Now, she's got the great drive volleys, and she's just got to work on the normal volleys. Once she has that down, I think, you know, she'll be able to stay at the top for much longer and be a much more comprehensive Grand Slam winner. If you look at the women's game, like I said, they just don't have hands, full stop. Even when I was a young kid growing up playing, you know, nationals, for example, in Australia, you know, we'd play at nationals. We're talking about national level tennis already, and you've got some of the girls, you know, you watch them, they literally couldn't hit a volley to save their lives. And this is like, you know, the top girls in Australia at the time. Even when they were playing doubles, they were staying back the whole time. Like completely scared of the net. I just don't understand that. It's crazy how just this mentality of being afraid of the net is going all the way to the top of the game. And you know, maybe the changes that have happened in the game over the last 20 years are the reason why, you know, we're seeing an emergence of these kinds of players that can only play uniquely only from the baseline and nothing else, because, you know, it's true that court speeds have slowed down. I don't know, guys, let me know, but that's just my thoughts. Loving the support and comments that I've had on the channel in the past week since the last video. Guys, you know exactly who you are. I'm talking to you guys. Thank you again for your brilliant discussions that we've had. It's been great, and that's actually what's inspired me to do this video there. So guys, let's keep the channel growing, let's keep the community growing, keep growing that Tennis Town community, and we'll see you guys very soon for another video. Cheers.